dangerous.
What is it?
Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai benedim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh.
Oh my gosh.
Kol Adonai alamayim el hakavod, hirim Adonai al mayim rabim, al mayim rabim. Amen.
That's totally gorgeous.
I mean, it's like just something no one knows. It's like 0% of the people.
Let's start a new tradition.
Hi
So was
there.
that was it all the way once?
That was just that was the whole melody, one time.
one time through. Would you want to just do? Would you want to sing through the whole thing with that?
We could just do that first piece. Like we
And
could start as a nigun.
do
sing
that
that
first
piece
piece
and
and then
then-
maybe go back to Nigun one more time through
Yeah.
the whole thing, or
Yeah, I mean, and I think we could then go with Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. I mean,
yeah, that
okay.
sounds great.
It's you see what not prepping guys? It's like what's the melody I've been wanting to do?
What is that melody?
It's a Sephardi melody that I learned from like a sheet music book in Hebrew college.
Whoa!
I was just like exploring, and I was like, "This is amazing." What is that?
Oh gosh, that is the dream of my retirement to
Oh,
be able
gosh.
to sightsing.
Except, well, then like Hebrew college gave away all of their sheet music. I was like, "Guys, you have this treasure trove that doesn't exist anywhere else."
Oh,
But-
so painful.
It's so painful, and so we can do the Shiru Ladonai.
Sounds good.
And the Chadu, do you want to choose one? I'll choose one.
Sure.
Which one do you feel like doing? Nice. So how about you'll be number 2?
Sounds good. You want
Yay.
to do a slower one, number 1?
I mean, slower. Not much slower, though.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As you're coming in, I'm going to invite you, if you have lots of space like in front of you, to come closer. If you want to help us fill in this middle circle, Rabbi Joey and I would be so grateful. But really, as much as you feel comfortable coming close, greeting your neighbor, we would be so happy. So happy indeed. We'll get started in just a moment. I'm really curious afterwards if you'll be like, well, I think the TLDR was.
I can't wait to hear it. I was 100% sure.
Like as I was like, just sort of like, it's more like a collage than advice. I was like, I can't wait to say this in front of Joey because I'm so curious. It's like, what like, well, this is the most maximum peak. Oy vey. Yalai, 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 yo. Oh, ay, ay, yalai, yalai, yo. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, ay, yalai, yalai, yo. Ay, ay, yalai, yalai, yo. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to folks on YouTube, to people on Zoom, to everyone that's in our physical space tonight. My name is Rabbi Joey. I use he, him pronouns. I have long, brown, curly hair, glasses, smile on tonight, and I'm joined by...
Hello, I'm Rabbi Ariel, she, her pronouns, long brown hair, glasses, and a smile. Really glad. We coordinate every week.
We're deeply boring.
Predictable rabbis.
Is there anyone here on Zoom or in our physical space who's here for the very first time? Ooh.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome. We'd love to meet you. Please come up and say hi after the service. Is there anyone here on Zoom or in our physical space who's back after a long time away from Shir Tikva?
Welcome back.
Oh, so good to see folks back again. Has anyone spent a lot of this last week wearing shoes that are more or less soaked at all times? This moment of constant freezing and thawing, of flooded sidewalks and knee-deep slush has not been the best part of my first Minnesota winter. I've liked a lot of winter, don't get me wrong, just not this last week. And while hanging my socks up to dry this week for about the 40th time, I've been thinking about the meaning that our tradition places upon water. Torah is a cooling stream. Torah is a nourishing fountain. However, we do not hear a whole lot about how Torah is a 2-foot pile of slush. However, in more optimistic moments this week, I found myself thinking about how the slow melting has the potential to transform our landscape after a summer and fall of severe drought. On this slushy Shabbos, I invite us to notice what might be happening below the surface of our cities and our souls. What are the deep parts of ourselves, the roots and soil that are sipping up this slow transition away from winter? What is the potential that is just awakening, that is ready to emerge in spring? As we start to orient ourselves towards that spring, we'll light candles on page 2, number 2 online.
And it's our joy to invite our birthday human, Becky, to join us on the bima to light our Shabbos candles. And if you're at home, please kindle along with us. And we'll just hold this readiness for Shabbat. This is exactly what it feels like to wait for Shabbat. It's like, is it here? Is it here? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. So it is a real delight to get to bless you in honor of your 40th birthday tomorrow, and to get to sing down some health, bounty, and blessing for you and community. So diva, songstress, tender of community, may you be blessed as you enter this new decade. Our sages say that we receive the gift of binah, of divine, grounded, rooted understanding at 40. And Talmud teaches that one does not come to fully comprehend the knowledge of our teachers before 40 years old, so it should all come clear now. 40 is an age of transformation, a time to pivot from what doesn't serve us any longer to our deepest heart's purpose. After all, Moses spent 40 days on Mount Sinai, and it took 40 years of wandering and experience in the desert for the Jews to be ready to shift into a new way of being. So as you enter this new year, may you move with integrity, with courage, with chutzpah, just like it took to light these candles, and with joy. May there be deep satisfaction and inspiration as you move into this year. Mazal Tov. Happy birthday. Let's sing Siman Tova Mazel Tov as we wish Becky the best in this new decade. Siman Tova Mazel Tova Mazel Tov Siman Tov Siman Tova Mazel Tova Mazel Tov Siman Tov Siman Tova Mazel Tova Mazel Tov Siman Tov Yeilanu 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 Ulecho Yisrael Yeilanu Yeilanu Ulecho Yisrael Mazal Tov. We'll continue in song on page 12, number 3 on our online sidurs. Lechu niranena l'Adonai nariya letzoyishenu nikadem afanav בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו, לכו נרננה לאדוני, נריע לצור ישנו, נקדם פניו בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו, יאללה, 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 יאללה,
We turn to page 13, number 4 online. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz.
שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בשירו מיום ליום, ישועתו.
ספרו והגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו.
כי גדול אדוני, ומולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים.
כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה.
הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו. יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל עצי יער.
לפני אדוני קיווה לי לשפוט הארץ.
ישפוט עבר בצדק, ועמים באמונתו. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה to page 18 together to Psalm 29, which is a psalm that we're starting to explore more and more as a community in these recent Shabbatot. And I'm bringing a melody tonight, which is a Sephardi melody, which we have never done here before, which means that even Rabbi Joey is going to be like, what is this melody? I've heard it one time at 626. Which means that all of us should feel really invited to sing and feel totally unembarrassed about singing it wrong because no one knows it except for me. And you can't scare me with your melody. So we'll begin in an igun just so you can get a sense of the mode, and we'll sing the first lines of Psalm 29. This is a psalm that is traditionally recited standing, in body, in spirit. It's a majestic psalm. It's a psalm that encompasses all of creation and imagines all of creation singing together. And so if you would like to experiment with the practice of standing in body or raising your spirits to really be able to hold fully this psalm, I invite you to do so. And we'll sing together. Ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la ya la, ya la la la, ah la la ya la la la, ah la 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 la, ya la ya la ya la, ya la. Mizmor LeDavid, havu l'Adonai ben Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo. השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד הרים lines on page 19. Adonai Oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech Shalom. Let's be seated together. And we'll turn to our purple sheets. That's right. Decisively pull them out of our sidurim, and we'll sing Ana Bechoach, this mystical incantation that allows us to untangle, or invites us to untangle whatever it is that is still keeping us bound up in this week just past. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha, tatir tzerura, tatir tzerura, kabel rinat amcha, sagveinu tareinu nora. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha, tatir tzerura, tatir tzerura, kabel rinat amcha, sagveinu tareinu nora. Ay, 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 oh, 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 ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, ay, oh. Ana bechoach gedulat yemincha, tatir tzerura, tatir tzerura, kabel rinat amcha, sagveinu tareinu nora. Ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh.
You turn to page 20, number 7 online. As is our community's tradition, during the last verse, anyone who wants to is welcome to stand up and head outside and dance into the slush.
It's so affirming to have someone who's newer to Minneapolis winters than me. Like, thank you for speaking truth into the room, Joey. It's such a joy. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekavela, penei Shabbat nekavela, shamo v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad. Adonai aleich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela penei Shabbat nekavela.
Yadai dadai lecha dodi, hai ai ai likrat kala, hey ai ai v'nei Shabbat, v'nei Shabbat nekavela, hai ai ai lecha dodi, hai ai ai likrat kala, hai ai ai v'nei Shabbat. Penei Shabbat nekabela, lo tevoshi ve'lo tikalmi, mati shachavi umetehemi, bach yechesu chanyeami, benivneta hirati lao, hai ai ai lecha dodi, hai ai ai likrat kala, ai 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, ai 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 lecha dodi, ai 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 likrat kala, ai 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, ve'hayu l'shisa shosayich v'rachachaku mevolahayich, yasis alayich Elohayich, kimso chatan achatan, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, yaminu smati frotzi ve'et Adonai talitzi, hayarish ben parzi v'nismecha v'nagila, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekavela, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Bohi v'shalom ateret bala, gale simcha uvetzohala, toch emunei am segula, Boi kala, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay ay likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekavela, ay 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 chadot, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat Shabbat kala. Hay ay ay pene Shabbat. Pene Shabbat nekabela. Shabbat shalom, everyone. We'll take the next 4 minutes to greet our neighbors. It's going to get a little loud in here. If you'd like a quieter space, the Oneg Hall is great. And folks on Zoom, folks here, we'll call ourselves back together in about 4 minutes.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ay ya la 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 la. Ay ya la 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 la. Ya la yo. Ya la 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 ya. Ay ya la. Ay ya la. Ya la 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 ya.
We'll continue rising in body or spirit on page 28, number 8 online, as we call each other into prayer. Yam badum bayo, hayadam bayo, hayadaya, hayadam bayo, Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Leolam Ba'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Leolam Ba'ed. You can be seated. We'll turn to page 30, taking an opportunity to bless the darkness. Rabbi Ariel reminded me that it's about to be daylight savings, meaning the next time we do this, the dark black sky outside will be just the faintest little bit of light shining through, and each week it's going to get a little lighter and lighter. But before that happens, let's take a notice to notice and bless the darkness, to see the shadows cast by the light in our space, and to bring it back all to the source of our heart.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב הרבים.
We turn to page 32, calling to mind moments of love and connection from this past week. When was a moment you felt truly supported? Taking a big breath in and out. We continue 6 lines from the bottom of the page.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והם נגע יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Standing in body or spirit on page 34. Shema,
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
You can be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Let's turn together to page 40 as we sing Micha Mocha. Yalai, yalai, yalalai, yalalalai, alai, yalai, yalalai, 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 Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך משה ומרים זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ילללי יללי יללי ילללי יללי יללי ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
I invite up Chef Harris to share with us a word of Torah, a word of intention as we move into Hashkivenu.
Welcome, Chef. Right here.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos.
And a belated Hag Sameach. Hopefully everybody had a great celebration earlier this week. I think it was summertime when 7 Shir Tikva families met on a Sunday afternoon in the park near the Lake Harriet bandshell. We brought food to share, blankets to sit on, and plenty of toys to occupy our young children. It was the year 2002. I think that was 5762, give or take. We didn't have iPhones, Androids, Samsungs, Apple Watches. We just had the old-fashioned planning calendars and started writing down dates and assigning who would host our first year of Chavra activities. It's been truly humbling and amazing to reflect on the past 20-plus years of our Chavra. Yeah, so thank you for the invitation and giving me that opportunity to reflect. In the Hashkivenu prayer, it says, Ufrosa aleinu sukkot sholomecha, spread over us a shelter of peace. And in a way, our Chavra has been a virtual shelter of peace. It's amazing to think we have collectively welcomed 17 children into this world, and practically brought all of them to the precipice of adulthood. Over the years, we have joyously shared many Jewish holiday celebrations, Shabbats, and Simchas together, many of which you could think of. Of course, we gave them our own names, like the Hanukkah Laka Palooza, for example, making Hamantashen, High Holy Days, Sukkot, Passover Seders, baby namings, bar and bat mitzvot. Together, we've gone camping, running, sung karaoke, hung out in Gold Medal Park, seen plays and musicals, and so much more. It's been really heartwarming to see that some of our kids are very close with each other or are even best friends. And of course, with all those highs, we've also leaned on each other for the lows. We've supported each other as we've battled the challenges of daily life or lost loved ones, including one of our own to cancer. We've struggled during COVID, but have relied on our collective strength to get through. So now we watch as our children begin their own journeys, and we enter a new stage of our lives. I turn back to Hashkivenu, and I pray, V'ha'amidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Raise up to life renewed. Raise us up to life renewed. Watch over us. Guard our coming and going, and strengthen our shelter of peace. Amen.
Let's turn together to page 42 and sing. Shep, thank you so much for bringing your Torah tonight. Welcome. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shelomecha, ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shelomecha, ufros aleinu sukat, sukat, shelomecha.
We turn to page 44, number 14 online. Feel free at this late hour, at this point in our service, to rise and body your spirit if that's what your body wants. Take this opportunity to stretch, move around a little bit, and we sing together on page 44. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם
ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם,
אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש
Shabbat vayinafas v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Let's join together for our Amidah, found on page 46. We'll begin with the Kavanah on page 46 and then take some quiet time in prayer and come back together on page 62 in song. Adonai, Svatay Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha. 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 Ose shalom bimromav, Uya ase shalom aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, Huya ase shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, V'imru, V'imru,
Shalom bimroma. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. We'll take a moment to pray for healing for those in our life and those in our community that are in need of a little bit of strength tonight. I'll be looking around the room from this side to this side. As I look past you, feel free to say the name of anyone that's on your heart tonight that you'd like to pray for healing, and feel free to talk over each other.
My dad, Hank, and Cookie Montgomery. David Kaplan. And Sally, John. Jody Smeltzer, Rachel Cochran. William Roberts, Deborah Claiborne, Joseph Warren. When the world is sick, can no one be well? Well, I thought we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? Well, I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong.
Shabbat Shalom. So it's told, in times of distress, Rabbi Yisrael ben Eliezer, the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of Hasidism, would go to a particular place in a particular forest where he would light a fire, recite a particular prayer, and ask for a miracle to avert the disaster. And because of the holy fire and the kavanah of his prayer, the miracle would be accomplished and the tragedy would be averted. And later, when the Baal Shem Tov's disciple, the Maggid of Mezrich, had to intervene for the same reason, he would go to the same place in the forest, but he didn't know how to light the fire. So he recited the prayer, and again, the miracle was accomplished. And later still, Rabbi Moshe Lev of Sasov, a disciple of the Maggid of Mezrich, would go into the forest in a time of distress, and he said, I don't know how to light the fire. I don't know the prayer, but I can find the place. May this be sufficient. And the miracle was accomplished. When Rabbi Yisrael of Rizhin, the great-grandson of the Maggid of Mezrich, who was named after the Baal Shem Tov, faced a time of distress, he sat in his home, holding his head in his hands, and said, I am unable to light the fire. I don't know the prayer, and I can't find the place in the forest. All I can do is tell the story. May this be enough. In Chassidut, there's a concept of dveikut, of craving closeness, of allowing our yearning to be a channel that carries us closer to the divine. And at the heart of dveikut is a paradox. We yearn for complete closeness, for being enveloped, and yet we acknowledge the impossibility of ever getting that close. And that's the essence of yearning, this visceral imagination of what it would feel like to be so close that the barriers between us dissipate, and the equally visceral understanding that we are separate, that we reach over a void towards each other. My favorite nigunim are dveikis nigunim, melodies that drip with longing, that are suffused with a tangle of sorrow and joy. And we sing dveikis nigunim as Shabbat ends, at dusk time, when we hold simultaneously the sweetness of Shabbat and the recognition that the new week is already on its way. So we read this week about the completion of Torah, of revelation, and the end of Moshe's immersion in Torah. We read about the sweet fullness of Moshe's learning when Torah tells us, Vayiten el Moshe kechaloto ledaber ito behar Sinai shne luchot ha'edut, luchot even ketuvim be'etzba Elohim. The text says, upon finishing speaking with him on Mount Sinai, God gave Moses the 2 tablets of the pact, these stone tablets that were inscribed with the finger of God. So God finishes in our parsha the first supernal Torah tablets, these tablets that were carved with God's own finger. The dictation of Torah ends. Moshe stands up after 40 long days of learning and prepares to return to the people. And so while the text of our parsha continues directly into the drama unfolding at the Israelite encampment with the golden calf, Midrash, our oral Torah, lingers on this amazing image. Moshe, after all, has been learning with God for 40 days, learning at God's proverbial knee, and all of a sudden Moshe receives the tablets. The lesson is over. What, wonders Midrash, must that have been like? Midrash Tanchuma recounts that Rabbi Shimon, the son of Lakish, said, this moment may be compared to a student whose teacher is instructing them in the law. And when the student is learning, the master recites a law, and the student repeats it, and the master recites, and the student repeats it. But when the student has learned it, the teacher says to them, let's say it together. Similarly, after God had taught Moshe the law, the Holy One says to Moshe, come, let's say it together, you and me. Have you ever tried to recite something at the same time as someone else? Like at the same time? When you don't have sheet music or someone who's conducting you to say, and now? There's a reason we suggest to be mitzvah families that they don't read blessings at the same time and rather split up the sentences. It's exceptionally awkward. Imagine the pressure Moshe must have felt trying to recite his learning with God. The closest I can come to relating to this experience is a game that I play with my older daughter, Hillel, that we've been playing ever since she started to sing. And in this game, Lely sings a song that I don't know, and as she starts singing, I sing along, trying to match both pitch and words. We've been playing this game for a number of years now, me trying to match her to stay in this moment of creation or recitation and to find our way through together. We both try to keep from laughing as long as we can. We try to stay in that moment of shared song. If she were here, we would try it. There's no way she would do that, but I would want, one day. And do I crave? Am I in that moment trying to troll her? Yes. But do I also really want to sing that song with her exactly as she's singing it, words and pitch? Definitely. The physical sensation I have of trying to find her song is of one of hovering on the brink, reaching for something I can't know, but insisting my way into action and into connection. The human imagination is incredible. We can hold the miracle of an instant of completion, of shlemut, of wholeness, with the understanding that the world is incomplete, is broken, and full of struggle, and that whatever feels settled for that moment of connection, might become unsettled without any warning. And how true for Moshe and for God, no sooner had they recited Torah together, had the Torah been placed in Moshe's hands, then Moshe finds himself confronted with an encampment of distressed and dissenting Israelites mid-worship of the golden calf. No sooner had Moshe embodied the teachings of his teacher than he had to throw them to the ground. We learn from this. We carry the song in our mouths even as we forget the tune. And we pray that the memory of knowing that song, of speaking Torah at the same time as our teacher, might suffice. So I teach this Torah tonight in honor of the teachers who have opened the way for me by opening their sweet and challenging Torah, and who have trusted that I would carry their Torah with me even as I forget it, even as I reinterpret and reimagine it, even as I metabolize it and in the process make it mine. And so as we enter Shabbat tonight, I want to repeat God's invitation to Moshe at the end of their time learning together. Come, let's say it together, you and I. May we be teachers to each other, inviting each other into the vulnerable dance of learning and unlearning and transforming. This is a time that needs us to renew ourselves through our encounter with the unknown, with the unfamiliar. So may we trust the model of Moshe, the student, and God, the teacher, trusting that even as we forget, even as we remember, and we yearn for insight, we are never alone. Shabbat Shalom. So it's my joy to invite us to open to blessing. In our community's tradition, we'll use the words number 3 in our purple sheet, which you're welcome to sing with me. And then at the end of this blessing, our amazing collection of blessers on Zoom will offer their community blessings tonight. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hanearim, veikarev bahem shemi, v'shem avotai, Avraham v'Yitzchak, ve'yirgul harov bekerev haaretz. Yisimchem Elohim kesara, kerivka kerachel uchelea, kefraim uchimenashe. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה, יישא אדוני פניו panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Yalaya, yalalai, 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 May we always rise up. May we feel our connection through the earth and trees as they awake soon. May we always be open to what those around us can teach us and feel supported by it. May we continue to strive to sing and speak in one voice while also celebrating our own interpretations and telling the stories. May we have the wisdom and determination of heirloom seed savers to preserve knowledge and life for future generations. May we listen with our hearts when someone welcomes us in and welcome those who don't have a place. May we all receive blessings in our sickness and our health, our wanting and our wealth. Hold us close and let us hold us close too. May we be brave enough to fail. May we co-create our songs with deep trust that the cacophony will be exactly as it needs to be. May trans people everywhere be lifted up and loved. I say it every week, but I'll keep saying it. May we lean into the unfamiliar with the courage to be awkward together. Shir Tikva knows that Torah really well. May we bring our hurt as well as our joy to each other as a gift of connection, a gift of love. May we never stop playing. May we let ourselves yearn, even if we don't know exactly what we're reaching for. May we recognize the unique in one another. May we be mindful of our winter with the sound of snow crunching under our feet and the brisk air when the sun is out. May we keep returning to the fire or the prayer or the forest or the story. Ken yehi ratzon, yalai, yalalai, 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 Yesher koach to our Zoom blessers. So I invite our community to rise in body and spirit on page 284, 4 lines from the bottom of the first paragraph, as we begin to conclude our service with Aleinu. V'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim. V'hashevota el levavecha ki Havaya hi Elohim. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We come now to Kaddish Yatom, to Mourner's Kaddish, this time to remember those who have died recently or at this time in years past. It's the tradition here at Shir Tikva, if you're remembering someone whose yahrzeit it is, or if you're in Shloshim, if you're in the first 30 days since the death of a beloved, we invite you please to share a story of your loved one so we can remember them with you. And so I will read the names of our community, and Rabbi Joey will be our microphone runner. If you're on Zoom or YouTube, I invite you to share stories in the chat. And if as I come to the end of the community list, your loved one's name has not been read, please just raise your hand, and Rabbi Joey will come to you and you can share. So at first, I would just want to send love to Joelle Pink, who is with us on Zoom, whose Uncle Norman died. The funeral will be early next week, so we're not saying Kaddish yet, but as a community, we hold Joelle in this time and her family. And we're in the Shloshim, the first 30 days since the death of Inez Althaus Hare, grandmother of Thrin. And we observe the yahrzeits of Lorraine Armour, Emmy Higgs Matzner's grandmother, Sam Axler, Lisa Brownstein's grandfather, Jake Bernstein, Shep Harris's great-grandfather. Do you want to share anything? No? Okay. Irving Borokoff, Jean's brother, and Joseph Bromberg, Amy Funk's father, Laura Burns Levison, Steve Scher's first wife and mother of Isaac, Anna Cohn, Jim's sister. Yes, please.
Anna was one of my Sunday school teachers at Temple Israel, and she was brilliant and just an amazing photographer, and I still remember her.
Thank you. And Ellen Louise Cowles Allen, Ryan's mom. No, great.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to say some words about my good friend Ellen. When Ryan and Dara first introduced his mom and dad to me, I knew right away that Ellen and I were going to be friends. I just knew it. And we did become good friends. In fact, I used to refer to her as another sister, although I already have 3 sisters. And she was an English major, and she had to look up the origin of the word sister and make sure that we could do this right. Because she would tease me about it all the time. And after a while, I got a little bit like, But anyway, she finally got in the game, and when we would be together, she'd introduce me as a sister, and I would introduce her as a sister. And it meant a lot. Also, the fact that we lived about 8 minutes from each other, and we'd spend all this time on the phone, that's a whole other story. But we taught together in an after-school program for at-risk children. They were 3rd and 4th graders. And one day, one cute little story, one day Ellen and I were, this little boy asked us how we knew each other. And she said, my son is married to her daughter. And then to please me, she said, we're sisters. Well, these savvy 4th graders don't miss anything. And he said to Ellen, wait a minute. Your son is married to her daughter, and you're sisters. And we're like, okay. We had a lot of fun times together, and I really miss her. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. Sarah Fishman, Andrea Rubenstein's mom. Estelle Fish, Ben's mom. Neil Greenberg, Steve's brother. And Thelma Greenberg, Steve's mom. Mark Hollander, Judy's brother. Ollie Hork, Deb Hork-Bailey's mom. Judy Lebedoff, Deborah Klein's stepmother. Bill Levy, Stephen's grandfather. Harry Mednick, Stu's grandfather. Jocelyn and Sydney Miner, Mike's parents.
So there were 2 things that were big for my parents. One was ice cream, and the other was bargains. And so one of the memories that my children have of their grandma and grandpa is that they would always come and visit us twice a year, once in June when our daughters' birthdays, and again in December on their way to the East Coast where my sister's children's birthdays would be. And whenever they were here, they would take our girls to Sebastian Joe's because the ice cream cost goes down the lower the temperature outside. So on a very cold day, my parents would take our girls to have ice cream at Sebastian Joe's.
Evelyn Minkoff, Miriam Weinstein's aunt. Eleanor Niren, Lisa Brownstein's great aunt. Isaac Nemiroff, Rabbi Kathy Nemiroff's father. Miriam Newmark, Diane Newmark-Stainer's mother. Aaron Saul Charles Newberg, Elaine Frankowski's father. Jean Nudell, Hope and Jeremy Kalin's grandmother.
My grandmother was a swimmer all her life. She lived to 98 and a half, and a word lover, particularly crosswords and boggle. And I have really fond memories of time at Balsam Lake as a kid and seeing her swim on the lake where they had a really humble little cabin. And the two passions of hers came together when she lived downtown, one of the very first to move to downtown Minneapolis, at 12th and Nicollet, would waddle across the street with her fake hips to the Y at 5:30 in the morning and would conjugate Yiddish verbs while she swam for 45 minutes till she was 94.
Oh, God. Theodore Scherer, Amy Honig's father. Alan Spieler, Barbara Greenhall's brother. Muriel Tolkien, Madeline Conrad's grandmother. Are there other names we want to add tonight?
Thank you. In the Hebrew calendar, this is the art site for Sally Kaplan, who was a friend of a number of people in this room and at Sher Tikva. She was an urban farmer before that was a thing. She biked year-round before that was a thing. And she was a lesbian feminist activist. And she would want us to know that there are thousands of people standing all over Israel these days, concerned both about democracy in Israel and about genocide. And she would also want us to know about the Palestinians who are trying to survive. Sally was also heartmate for Carol Jean, and so I say Kaddish for Carol Jean this year. And I just wanted to say this is the last time that I will say Kaddish for my mom in this community. And I just want to thank everybody, because I crash in the Kaddish list all year. She didn't believe in anything after life, but there's part of me that thinks she's hanging out with everybody's beloveds and enjoying it.
My dad's mom, Barbara Fish, passed away, I think it's 5 years now. She was not always good at showing love to her grandchildren. However, every time we went out to visit them in California, we would always get fresh roses from her garden and pick fresh lemons from their tree and make fresh lemonade. It was lovely.
My grandmother, Constance Davidson, passed away about 18 years ago. My brother and I were her only grandchildren, and we were very close. And she was a avid world traveler and art and music appreciator. And I was in her old house recently and found travel diaries of hers from traveling in Europe in the 70s, and lots of shopped all day, went to a museum all day notes, which was really lovely to find in her handwriting. And then also last week was my Aunt Stacy's first yard site. She was my dad's youngest sister who struggled a lot in her life, but also found a lot of joy in music and really loved the Grateful Dead. So.
So I grew up in a group home. My chosen sister, Nicole Firestein, passed away this week last year. And she was the only other Jewish resident, and she was great. She had a wonderful sense of humor, and she's one of the girls that taught me what family looks like.
Yeah, I just want to remember Judy Heumann. She was a disability rights activist, Jewish woman, and she died this past week. She had a lot of influence in terms of laws for disability rights.
No. I just want to remember Yumi Cohen, who was my dad's girlfriend's daughter, and she was the only other non-cisgendered member of my family, and she passed away 2 weeks ago at the age of 19. And so I guess I just want to say, keep your trans youth close to you, and make sure you show them that you love them, because a lot of people don't feel that. Yumi Cohen.
This is really hard for me because I'm an introvert and very shy. But tomorrow will be the 28th anniversary of my grandfather passing. And he was a difficult man who caused a lot of suffering. But there was, as there is in all of us, a divine spark in him too. And I don't think that there is anybody who is remembering him for a blessing. And so I just wanted to do that here. Thank you.
So for all those that we've named and all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, I invite our community please to rise in body and spirit. We recite Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'amei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudusha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace and comfort to all those who mourn. Let us say together, amen. You may be seated.
Yeah, I think let's do solo announcements.
Do what?
Shall we just announce?
Yeah, do you want to announce?
Absolutely, if you got
We're having a debate about who gets to do the announcements. David's coming, yay! Our debate is moot. It is such a joy to welcome David Bailey, member of the Shir Tikva Board of Directors and challah baker extraordinaire, Homentuschen baker extraordinaire, and just delightful human being. Join the Shir Tikva Board, and I will also editorialize upon you. Incentive or not sure. David, here's the announcements.
Can you hear me okay? How's that? Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Great crowd tonight. great crowd tonight. Okay, well, thank you for everybody that was coming in. I'm David Bailey, better known as Hollow Boy. This is why I get the big bucks. Okay, let's see here. Okay, thank you for being here. It's such a joy to be together. At the end of the service, please return the prayer books to the usher table. Separate the sheets also, please. Mazel tov to Becky Saltzman on her 40th birthday. Stand up. Where are you? Happy birthday. Okay, and thank you for those who made the service possible tonight. Rabbi Ariel, Rabbi Joey, Gordon, Mercombe Minion, David Bailey, Julie Jacobs, Laurie Sweet. Thank you to Chef Harris for your powerful Kavanaugh. Thank you to our shaman for their steady presence. Thank you, Dora Reddick, Ryan Allen, Eileen and Joey Ruddick for sponsoring tonight's Onig in honor of Ryan's mother, Elaine Loris Coles Anderson. Certificate announcements. Let's see. Okay, you'll find all your certificate programming updates in our weekly e-news on the website. Here's a highlight of some upcoming events. Sunday, March 12th, a special community meeting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll be on Zoom. Let's see here. Spring celebration of Arts and Salon on the 19th from 1 to 3 in person and on Zoom. Please join us to celebrate Shatifka's 35th birthday and lift up our community of artists. Let's see here. We will be launching a new round of my Hebrew is pretty bad. Community led by small groups at Shatifka. If you like the sound of the chef described, if you're seeking new friendships and community, this is a great chance to connect. You'll find the sign up on the e-news. I have a bunch of programs leading up to and celebrating Passover. Those can also be found on the e-news. These will be some of this will be done by this next coming Thursday evening. Rabbi Stiefel will be holding a workshop on how to lead a Seder. And let's see here. Then on the second night of Passover, Shatifka will be holding a community-led Zoom Seder. Okay. And parents, Guardian, yoga is happening this Sunday at 10:30 in the sanctuary. And a reminder that your community is here to support you. So please reach out to rabbis if you encounter a life-changing activity for Shatifka Net, or can also do it on Shatifka Network support. That's it.
One more announcement that on Saturday, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, there's the Shir Tikva Song Circle. Here, be there. Or here.
We'll close out our service by blessing wine and bread. You can find the blessing for wine on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, barei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitranu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh HaShabbat. Another huge thank you to David Bailey, both for reading the longest Shir Tikva announcements we've ever challenged someone with, and also for baking our beautiful challah tonight.
Feel free to come up and grab a bite. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, wishing you a sweet and snowy Shabbat. Please wear the right shoes. And we'll end in song. Ya la ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la ya la 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 ya la ya 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 la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 la. As you head out to the Oneg, if you're here on 50th Street, I just want to say a special farewell and thank you so much to Alfred Leewald, who is here but who is moving. We will miss you. And so this is your chance to just let Alfred know how much he means to us, and we will miss you so much here and look forward to seeing you on Zoom and when you come back to visit.
And Joe Carroll and Abstentia, just lots and lots of love.
Of course. So good to see you. Shabbat Shalom. Ya la, ya la.